now listening to Wealthy Sisters Radio Show. We're listening to Wealthy Sisters with Deborah Hartnett.
Well, great morning, and welcome to Wealthy Sisters Radio with a View. I am super excited to extend this warm welcome to you, and I trust that you feel it from the bottom of my heart. I am Deborah Hartnett, your host, and again, it is an honor to share this space and time with you. Again, we want to say that our purpose here at Wealthy Sisters Radio with a View is twofold. First, it is so important that we make sure that we provide you with rich content that can inspire you and encourage you, just maybe something that can give you that motivation that you need to move forward in your business and in your life with purpose. And to make sure that it's some practical knowledge that you can apply right now to your life and to your business and give you that spark that you need for whatever it is that your goals, your aspirations are set forth today. And then that second purpose is to make sure that we continue, because it is vitally important that we provide this platform that showcases and highlights and celebrates our sisters and our brothers from all across the world for doing incredible things, guys. Because you must know, first and foremost, as a sister, that we are multi-dimensional. We're not just one way. There's not just one way to become, as what we say, successful, right? To make your mark, to make your dent. There's multiple ways. And I'm telling you, today's show is truly going to be proof of that. I'm just going to try to contain myself as I introduce to you my sister. We met, I tell you, we met an incredible about 12 years ago. We think we did the calculations here. And I mean, it was just only God that brought us together. She is a sister that hails all the way across the Atlantic from that beautiful motherland, Africa, right? From Cameroon. And I met her in Maryland. She saw the event that we were hosting, the Winter Summit. And she reached out to me, and I'm telling you, it's been a while since we've seen each other, but it's just amazing. I feel like it was just yesterday that we were together. So I want to introduce to you the founder and president of Africa Femmes Performantes. Please excuse my French. My sister Patricia, welcome to Wealthy Sisters Radio with a View, sister. How are you today?
Thank you, my lovely sister. I'm doing fine, and thank you for having me on this wonderful show. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and we're trying to make sure that it is streaming on Facebook. I saw a little note that it was not, but we'll definitely make sure we are reposted here. We are streaming on several platforms and want to make sure that that is done there. But again, welcome, my sister, to Wealthy Sisters Radio. We're going to be talking about some incredible things. The grand opening of this awesome trade organization and center that's going to be there in Baltimore. But right now, everybody needs to know that you are there with Miss Lillian, and you guys are in the Congo. Yeah, so
she's here with me. She's the one who managed everything for me to be here. We're working and preparing, people to the Maryland project.
Yes. Before we get into that Maryland project, which I'm so super excited to talk about, please let everyone know, here at Wealthy Sisters, we like to say we have to get like a little background, because it's just one little thing sometimes that can spark someone, or encourage them to move on. And oftentimes when we don't hear stories or don't see the stories, and we feel like we're an island to ourselves, right? But if they hear, oh, Patricia, she did this. I remember seeing her on Wealthy Sisters Radio. So, Patricia, if you don't mind just sharing with us your background, all of those beautiful ingredients that went into that recipe that we see today, this journey that you're on today.
Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, I am the president and founder of that organization called Africa Femme Performance. This is African Women of Excellence, actually.
Uh,
So I've been working on that project since 2006, when I was then living in Paris, because I spent 17 years in Paris, and I came to America in 2008 to for a meeting, a business women meeting, and while having this meeting in Washington D.C., I met my husband. I met my husband, Dr. Secke, and then from that time, I went back to Paris. I took my stuff, and then I settled myself in Maryland. So that's when my journey in America, began. And from that time, I've been, I've opened my company, my association in the state of Maryland, and I've been since 2010 organizing women conferences, bringing women from all over the globe in Maryland. After that, we went to Florida, and we did some conferences in Washington D.C. as well. So uh, in 2011, a lot of women from my organization from Africa, they said, "Look, we want to come this year, but you know what? We really need to meet African American women, business women. We want to meet them." So I was like, "Oh my gosh, how do I do that?" And I went online. I begin, trying to make some research and to connect, organization who are like-minded. I can say that, if I can say that. And I came across, the Wealthy Sister program with the women billionaires. I remember I saw that
oh,
flyer,
yeah.
and I said, "This is the lady I need to meet. This is the lady I need to meet." And then I sent an email, I think, and then from there I met my lovely sister Deborah in Maryland. We met, and then we made it happen. And I brought like 30 women in that conference in Baltimore, and that was the beginning of our journey, my sister Deborah.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that just brings chills to me because when we do things, we don't really know. We know why we're doing them, but sometimes it's like you don't understand the impact. And that one event right there, the Winter Summit, I think it was 2010, 2011. It was the second
Mhm,
one. And
mhm,
the vision that God had given me was, to have it as a global event. We spoke about having people from all over come to the event, and we did. And
right.
and from the Caribbean, from Europe, from like London, and we had people from France and all of that. And then when you reached out to me, and I was just like, I can't believe this. You not only brought women, but you brought some men with you too who were in leadership. I mean, you brought delegates. I mean, you didn't just bring. I mean, that's who you roll with. You travel with greatness, in
Absolutely.
leadership. So,
Yes, I
yeah,
remember I brought some men from Senegal, from Cote
yes,
d'Ivoire, from Guinea. We were like 10 countries, in that conference. It was amazing.
yes. Yes, definitely. We, have to look at having some type of reunion with that. But it's just something about timing and God's divine timing. It was truly, that type of event because I hear so many stories of people who come back to me and tell me how they connected. That was the purpose for people to connect, and I'm just grateful to have had that experience with you, and again to see you today. And let's talk about what your mission is. You talked about you bringing women together. You want to
Mhm.
bring women from the continent to America. You want to, what is your purpose for doing that? And what are these women doing? What do you want them to connect with?
Right. The first purpose is to have them discover, have some type of experience from to learn some type of experience from other people. That's the first objective. But the second objective is also that we are now working to have our brothers and sisters from America to reconnect. For those who want to know their roots, those who want to know Africa, those who want to invest in Africa, vice versa. I'm now working on the two programs, bringing women in America and bringing our people in Africa. The purpose is also, to reconnect, that our people, with all this sad history, during the last 400 years, now it's time to reconnect, to learn to know each other, to learn, to do things together. Why not African people cannot invest in America, and why not American people cannot invest in Africa? Now is the time for that. It's the time for that. And that, so far so good, things are going well, and now we are about to open a trade center in the Maryland, in the state of Maryland.
And what do you
Yeah.
mean that now is the time for that? Or what signs are indicating that for you?
We have a lot of African American coming into the continent. A lot, a lot. Last, 2 weeks ago, I was in Cameroon. I met two groups of people. I met an economic group mission coming from trade mission coming from Maryland, another one coming from Minnesota, and another one coming from the state of Wisconsin. All of them, within a month they are coming. And also, I think that the U.S. government, opened a budget of $6 billion to help, the economic cooperation with Africa. So, this is an opportunity for business owner, uh, for African American to grab this opportunity and to come and see and see what is possible. What type of partnership they can develop with Africa. This is the time.
So when we talk about the business, like I know when we were at the conference, you talked about the resources, and we hear that in passing. Like we've always heard, if nothing else, a lot of the history that we've not learned, we've know that there are rich resources in Africa, natural
Mhm.
resources, which is why you have so many other countries that have come and we know the story and colonize. And I'll try to not be so I don't know passionate right now, but to all the things that have been done to Africa in stripping the resources and using them, and we not knowing right here in the U.S. having the upbringing that we've had, and not knowing about all of those resources that are there. Like, what
Mhm.
can you talk to us about? We know Cameroon and Congo, you're working actively in that area, but what are some of the resources that a business owner here in
Mhm.
America could think about, as far as like, what would, I mean, someone's like, I own a barbershop here. What would I do?
Mhm.
In the Congo, how could I have a business there? Educate someone to that might
Absolutely.
be saying that.
Right, right. Absolutely. Now is the time, and I think that we need technology transfer. We need technology transfer all sectors of
Okay.
activity. You know that during that time, even African people here didn't know what was the resources we had in Africa. But now we know, because there is a kind of awakening of our people. There is a kind of awakening. So now we want to work with our brothers and sisters, from America, and also they also want to come here. But if let's talk about agriculture, we need
Okay.
technology in agriculture, because here they don't have the machines, they don't have the material to be.
Okay. Talk about technology. Well, she is zooming in, although she lives in Maryland. Right now, she is in the Congo. And so we know it might be some type of little interference there, but we know she'll be back here in a moment. If you have just tuned in, you are live with us here, or you are listening by replay. We are here on Wealthy Sistas Radio. I am your host, Deborah Hartnett. And again, that's Wealthy Sistas Radio with a View. Our very special guest today is Miss Patricia Secke, and she's going to talk to us about the grand opening of the U.S. Africa Trade Center opening in November there in Baltimore. Well, she'll be back on here in a moment, but while she's doing that, I also want to let you know that we are featured on blackusa.news. You have got to check this out. blackusa.news. Check them out here. That's right. That's blackusa.news. My brother Donnie Glover out of Baltimore. A lot of great things coming out of Baltimore. But you have got to tune in. Visit the website. There's so much powerful information on there. A lot of awesome shows that deal with content that is relevant to our community. Definitely make sure you check us out. Also want to say thank you to our guest, Mr. Ronald Robinson, who's tuning in. And a couple of other people we see here. Thank you for tuning in. And absolutely, you are right. As you said, this is the time, definitely the time for us to unite like never before. I know that everything is coming together, with that. As far as uniting, we think about all of the things that we are seeing, as far as how social media, of course, we know social media has a negative connotation. It has, and like anything, can be taken, anything good can be twisted. But there is a lot of positive to it, bringing the world together. Again, like my sister, who we know she'll be coming back on here shortly, bringing us close together. But also, I want to also mention another way I know that it's bringing a lot of interest for us here in the U.S. to go to Africa and to tour Africa is the sister we've had on before, this with African ancestry. If you have not done your test, I'm excited that I am doing that this actually in next week. And it is a test that you can actually trace back. I mean, they have thousands of tribes and information in their database that you can actually do a DNA test, and you can trace your roots all the way. They can trace it all the way to the exact tribe. The exact tribe. Now that's huge, and it's not common that they have a patent on what they have. And so if you go to AfricanAncestry.com, you can learn more about that. We had Dr. Gina on the show. She's been on here several times, and you can actually if you go to our YouTube channel, I'm going to put the banner up here so that you can see that. If you go to our YouTube channel, Wealthy Sistas TV, Femmes.com. That'll take you straight there. If you go there, you'll be able to see the interview with her, and she's talking about the AfricanAncestry.com. So being able to learn, what tribe you're from, that has sparked a lot of interest for people's return. We also know, we can see, if you go on YouTube, you see a lot of people who have their stories on there, like far as Ghana, the New Gambia. So there is the timing, for us. Before we were, heard all types of, I don't know, they had us believing all types of crazy things about Africa. But having so many people to travel and to see that there is a reason for us to go back and to connect. And speaking of connecting, our sister is back. I said that was right on time when you were talking about technology. Yeah, but when that happens, I always know the technical difficulties mean that it's really something powerful that's getting ready to be said. And the enemy don't want it to be, they don't, want this happening right here. So you were saying, sis, about agriculture. We were talking, I asked you the question about the resources that we need to know that are there. So you're saying we need technology there for like the agriculture. What else were you going to say from there?
We need technology so that we can produce in good quantity to be able to feed the world. You know that after the pandemic, after the Ukraine situation, now we have inflation. The goods are expensive, so you can now find all the food in Africa to feed the world. So we need the expertise of our people in America. We need the expertise. We need the technology. We need the satellite. We need the investors. We need airplanes. We need transportation. We need technology to build the roads, because to go from one city to another city, sometimes here in the Congo, you cannot go by road. You just need to take the plane to go from Kinshasa to Kisangani or to Kindu, but there is no road. There is no road between the two cities, and we need to have those transportation to be able to transport the merchandise and the food. So we need that also in terms of education. We need new models of education. We need to bring what Africa needs to be able to get developed, to be able to feed the world, because we're gonna feed the world. We're gonna feed the world.
So you talked about the education. It's amazing. We need to revamp in here in the U.S. as well, in our system too. But building the roads and the technologies and all of that. Now, this is a question that you hear a lot of people say, and I'm just saying, when we're talking as African Americans speaking amongst each other, I'm just saying conversations that I've heard, that I've shared with colleagues of mine, when we talk about going to Africa, and you talk about the roads and things. Okay, I want you to dispel the myths and the fears that people have about, and you've lived in Maryland long enough, you've been around Americans, Black Americans, African Americans long enough to know how the psychology and the work, the damage that's been done to us, and how we think about the fear of okay, what's going to happen? Am I going to be protected? And all of those concerns, that people have. Speak to that, because we want people to really, really look at trading and exporting. We want those myths to be dispelled. I mean, there are concerns all around the world. You could go to a different city within the U.S., and if you don't know the lay of the land, you can lose there as well. But you understand what I'm asking you? Those myths that we can have sometimes.
Right. I understand very well. and that is a little normal because we've been taught that Africa is not good. Africa, is insecure. There's nothing there's nothing working in Africa. This is a lie. This is a lie because while they they're making us understand that there's nothing good in Africa, they are stealing the goods. They are stealing gold, diamonds. They are stealing, all type of minerals we have here. And Chinese people are coming here and taking over, taking everything. And everybody is coming and taking over. And our people need to understand that if they don't come, it is because people don't want them here. The people who steal don't want them to be here. And the only people who will be able to help Africa develop and to gain advantage on that, it is African American. It is African
Why do
American.
you say that? Why do you say that? Tell me, sis. Why do you say that?
I'm saying that because, if we talk about slavery, African America came from Africa.
Yes.
Before, they was taken to captivity, they were here in Africa. They had lands, they had the family, they had everything. They had everything here. They were well organized. Everything was just going smoothly until the colonizer and the slave master came and destroyed the entire families here in Africa. So the place are here. They have the right to come and help rebuild Africa. And until they do that, Africa will not be in peace, and African American will not be in peace wherever they are. African American people, in the Caribbean, all those who went to the other islands, all our people who went to captivity everywhere in the world, we won't have peace until we come together and until we rebuild our continent together, until we rebuild our motherland together. This is our motherland. This land belongs to us.
Ooh.
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 Right. Right.
Wow.
But a lot of our people are understanding. They are coming. They are walking here. They are reconnecting. They are exposing the light. They are exposing the light. They are investing, and the land needs you to invest. The land wants you to come and bring the great substance you have. The land wants you to bring the substance. The great
land
substance.
is calling. The land is calling. The land is
The
calling.
land is calling. The land is calling. The land is calling the manifestation of the sons and daughters of the Most High from Africa.
And you hear all types of stories growing up about our history, and I guess they had to tell us something to build our self-esteem, because it definitely can be destroyed here, and it has been. We don't know who we are. We don't really know from whence we come. We just don't know. And but one of the stories I used to hear in that, when we talk about the captivity, that they took among the best, they would take the best, at the skilled and all of that, and bring them, here. And that's why, to hear you say, if it's going to be done, it's not going to be done until we, those who were born here, here in this on this soil, come, unite and come back and do this and work and do this, because of, it is our heritage, it's our legacy, to do that.
That's the right word, legacy, heritage. That's the correct word. That's the correct word.
So what would be the first step? Well, let me just make this point too. When you talked about the Chinese, and I guess we use them as not, I don't want to say benchmark, but just an example of, because they have such a strong hold on manufacturing and trade and everything, especially here, we know in the U.S. and I'd imagine around the world, you see made in China often.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
but to see, we had another sister on, Ayana, and she was left a farm there in Zimbabwe. I have to connect you guys, but she was
Yes.
telling me how she remembered traveling to Africa, and it was not this last time she went, a plane, the entire plane, she said, was Chinese, um, who were coming there to do whatever business or whatever they were doing. So
Mhm.
if in the scriptures, I know what they say, if the rocks, if we don't cry out, the rocks will cry out. If you don't, if we
Right.
don't do it, someone else will, and it won't be right. It won't
Right.
be right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We need to do it. And you asking what will be the first step? Since now 3 years, I've been, organizing, during my conferences, some sessions to speak about that. I have a lot of African Americans coming, attending, and to be able to understand where they're going. And a lot have done the DNA to know where they're coming from. And we here in Africa, we know where our people went. We know, for example, that Asian people from Haiti are from the Congo. They are from
From
here, the
where?
Congo, from
From
the Congo,
Haiti?
from Haiti. Yeah, people
Uh-huh.
from
Uh-huh.
Haiti are from the Congo. 80%, 80% of Haitians are Congolese. We know that we have facts. We know the history. We know how it happened. We know that. We
Oh,
know that
wow.
a lot of people from Cameroon went to America. Cameroon, Congo Brazzaville, Gabon, Angola. They went to America. We know that. We know that. We have the history. We have facts. We know when they departed, how it was. For example, the people from Haiti, it was a lady called Kimpavita. It was a lady called Kimpavita, a lady from Congo here. She had a lot of people following what she was talking, because she was fighting the Portuguese who came here, to take us into slavery. So she was fighting against them, and the Portuguese burned her with her son. They burned her, and when they burned her, they put all her disciples on a boat, and they went direct to Haiti. And that's why they were fighter. They were good fighter, and they are the one who fought the French people, and who got the independence in 700, in the 70s. So we know exactly how it happened. And during my conference in America, I bring some expert. Even we have even our scholars, our brothers and sisters from America, African American scholars, who come to try to bring the facts, to explain to our people who we are, and from there after that they know how to behave, and they want to go back, they want to visit, they want to understand, they want to talk to the villagers, they want to talk to our people here. That's how I did that. And last year I brought like 50 African Americans in Cameroon and in Congo.
Wow. Well, when you had to drop off there when we lost your signal, I'm going to share my screen here real quick, because I talked about this. I'm excited. I'm doing this test. Let's see here. Let me just click right here. I'm doing this test next week. This right here,
Okay.
African Ancestry. I had Dr. Gina Page. I've had her on a couple of times, but this is the one that I encourage everyone to do. There's several that you can do out there, but this test right here, as you can actually go to Wealthy Sisters TV and see. We had her on, watch the interview, but this test, they actually show the tribe that you're from. And it was interesting because she said, I'm going to come back and take that off there. So that's AfricanAncestry.com. She said that it's best to do the maternal test,
Mm-hmm.
the maternal
Yes.
side of our family, because the paternal, we've been watered down because our ancestors were raped, and so they said it's kind of hard we wind up getting our heritage from Europe. We find that out. We're not interested in that right now. We're talking about where we come from the continent. So that she said it's best to do the maternal side with that, and they can trace back. So I'm
Right.
excited. I don't know. I've had people say Cameroon to me. I've heard the Congo. People ask me, where are you from? They think of, sometimes they think that. So I'm looking forward to finding that out. And maybe I find out that I'm right there from Cameroon or
No, you are,
Congo.
you are my cousin. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yes,
I
but
brought one of our sisters. She's from Florida, and she
uh-huh.
was part of that trip last year, and she did her
Yes.
DNA after her trip to Cameroon. She loved
Uh,
Cameroon. She appreciated Cameroon, and when she went back to Florida, she received a result, and she said, "Guess what?" I said, "What?" I am from Cameroon.
that's
I said,
incredible.
I know. I said, I know that you are from Cameroon. That's why it's been so easy and fluent, to be able to work together and to travel together. Yeah.
That's great. So tell us about, are you going to have another, well, we know COVID probably put that on halt, the travels, but is there something in the works that you plan on taking another group back to Cameroon, of Americans?
Yes, yes. The last trip was last year after COVID, so we know how to do it. We
Okay,
know how to.
okay. So when are you planning to do that, and what does that look like? How many
Yeah,
days? What's that trip? And
yeah. The next trip will be March 2023.
oh wow, that's
March.
around the corner. Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
so
next.
I'm gonna put your website up. Is that on your main
It's not.
website? How can
It's
people find out
not
about that?
It's not already on the website, but when
Okay.
it's upload, I will send you the link. But
Okay.
we have our next conference in November in Maryland. We will have a
Yes.
session and everything. And for
Okay.
those who want to participate, that will be great for them to come and meet all the business people coming from Africa, and also be able to have real information about reconnecting with the land of our ancestors.
Okay. And is that the 12th through the 15th? I'm trying to look at my notes here. I was jotting down. Is that the 12th through the
The
15th?
15th of November, yeah, we have a
Okay.
wonderful
Okay.
in Maryland.
Okay, and I'm putting that there. That's going to be the 12th and the 15th. That's going to through the 15th, and that's going to be in Baltimore, Maryland.
Right,
And it's
right.
it's also going to be the grand opening of what?
Of the Trade Center.
Wow. So talk to us about this grand opening of the Trade Center and what the Trade Center's purpose is and what you see, and how people can participate in it and be able to benefit from it as well, and how they can help it grow.
Yes. So the Trade Center is a kind of response after the pandemic. You know that a lot of people were importing goods from Africa, to boost their immune system. in Africa, we able now to provide real organic products, real organic food. So we've been working with some African American, after the pandemic, and we decided to open a trade center in America to be able to distribute all the food, not only in America but around the world. That's why the idea came to open the trade center in Maryland. We've been working on that, and we're working with the trade office of the state of Maryland, to be able to have the trade center within the free trade zone in Maryland, to be able to bring the product in America, and to package them right there in the trade zone, and to be able to do the distribution, throughout America. And what we also giving as an opportunity is that we giving the opportunity to American companies to be able to export in Africa through that trade center. It is a platform importing and exporting, importing from America and importing from Africa and exporting to Africa. That's the opportunity we bringing to our people in America, the people who want to expand the market, who want to have a real business in Africa, the people who want to invest in Africa. I know that we have some African American, they want to invest in mining in Africa. So they are now working on that process. So the trade center will be like a platform where our people from Africa can meet the business people from America. This is a very global platform, and I think that for those who want to find new markets, they can attend our conference in November to be able to see exactly what's going on.
Oh, wow. And so I'm just thinking, man, how strategic this is, being there in Baltimore. This has the harbor, and I'm thinking Atlantic. So I don't know what the rules, but are there ships able to come in straight from Africa straight to Baltimore, or does it have to go through that? Because that's a port there. If I remember, cruise ships and everything come in and out of there.
Yes, they have a port, so ships can come from Africa, from the of Cameroon, of Congo. There are some countries who have access to the Atlantic. So it is probable, people are already sending goods in America.
Wow, this is exciting. So the conference, the 12th through the 15th, it's going to is that available on the site now, on your site, so people can register for that?
I will update it, because right now we are in this process of organizing the global business network, and right now in the Congo we just had a training session with exporters, with business people, to put them on the track, to put them in the system, so that they will be the ones sending their goods to America. So I think that after this training, we're going to put the information on what we did in Cameroon, what we are doing right now here in Congo, and the next step will be then the grand opening of the trade center in Baltimore.
And do you know the area in Baltimore? Because I know people are like, okay, I'm in Baltimore, I'm close to there. Do you know the area? Can you reveal all that yet, or we'll have to get when it's posted on the website?
So we're working for that project. We're working with the trade office of the state of Maryland, and the trade center will be at the PG County. Working with this institution. When I'm back in America, I will be back soon. I will be back, first week of September. I will be able, we can do another show to be able to update our people on what's going on.
That would be great. That would be great. So we've talked about a lot of things here. The whole purpose as to why we as African Americans or Black Americans or whatever we want to term we use, why we need to be a part of this rebuilding of Africa, and why the resources we've talked about, those natural resources that are there, but what we need to provide for far as the technology that you need for the roads, for agriculture, education, and we've also talked about, what you're doing, with bringing the women together, and not just women, but all business owners. What do you see in a perfect world, in a perfect vision that you have? Because I know you see it. Tell me what you see as far as what this end looks like. What does the trade center look like? What does taking African Americans to Cameroon and to the Congo, what does that look like? It's not an end, I know, but what is that clear vision, is your purpose of what do you see, with all of this coming together?
Yes, I see the restoration of our people coming back together after a long, 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 long time of separation. We don't know each other anymore. We were a big family. We don't know each other anymore, and now this is the time to come back together because this is the time of the restoration. After the 400 years, it is time now to get to who we were. It is time to work together. It is time to bring hope to this world. It is time. The scripture says that we are the light of the world. It is time to bring back that light because the world is, and someone need to take the lead. And the only people who will bring that light is our people, because we have been suffering so much in the two parts. We have been suffering in Africa. We have been suffering, during the captivity. So now it's time to come back together and to bring that light to the world. We are able. And I am seeing our people having all those technology to share with our people here. We have the resources, we have the mind, we have the trees, we have the food, we have the people. So now we need to come back together and to rebuild our continent together. This is a must. This is a must. After the pandemic, some government in Europe, they gathered together and they said Africa is the future. We need our part in that future. So this is the lesson. We have been too long separated together. Too long. For too long, we have been separated. Now it's time to come together, because if we don't come together, the people who are oppressing us will still continue to make new strategy to continue to divide and oppress us. We need to think. We need to think. We need to think and to out of the division they put among the same great family. This is how
Wow,
I
that's
see it.
powerful. Yeah.
See American coming and being part of this investment of the trade center. I've seen, all the people, why not our celebrities, all the people who can bring someone who can give back, to our ancestors, for what they suffered. Now we are a generation, we need to bring back everything in order.
And I'm so glad that you are sharing that from your heart there, because, we all think anytime our situation is worse than yours. Well, you don't know my story. You don't know. And I probably, if I sit here and think, and just think, like you said, take the time to think,
Thank
We of
you.
course think here in the U.S. is being from the slavery, the captive part. We think our plight is just is just horrible. It is, but to hear you say the struggle that you guys had, because we think ours is the worst, because you think, well, we're not there, you guys are there, but to hear you say that, what you just said, it just sent a light bulb off that yes, we have to come together. That that you are not whole. That's what you said. You're not whole without us, and we
Right.
are definitely not whole without you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's
That's
what
the
I'm saying.
message.
That's
Yes,
what I'm saying. Because during
yes.
the slavery, they took, the strength of Africa. They took the strength. They came into the belly of Africa, the center of Africa. They took all that or they took the strength of Africa. They took it and they sent it into captivity to build their country, to build everything they wanted us to build. We did that, and we did it, and our country, fell. Our land fed. You know, that's why we are not in good standing without you, and you cannot find your peace without us.
Well, you said it. I mean, there's nothing else to say. We just have to be ready for November 12th through the 15th there in Baltimore, and the
Right.
grand opening of the U.S. Africa Trade Center. Am I saying that correctly? Did I say it right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And to definitely we have to plan to have you back, as you said right before we look at the calendar, so that we can make sure that the audience knows we can do our part in promoting it as well and beyond um, um, this time. And definitely you'll have the information for those people. Are you looking to take more than 50? Is that your magic number? Is that the cutoff? They better hurry up and
No,
get.
not
They
at
better
all.
find
Not
out
at
right
all.
away.
Not at all. I'm going to leave Liliane speak a little bit. Elle demande si
Yes,
est-ce que la
yes,
délégation
yes,
est
yes,
50.
Lillian.
Là, pour le prochain, nous sommes limités encore à 50.
Non, pas du tout, pas du tout. Non, non, non. Si tout le monde peut venir, tant mieux, hein.
Oui.
Même 1000, 2000, pourquoi pas, hein. Non, non, c'est ouvert. Ceux qui veulent venir, qui viennent, ils seront bien accueillis.
Okay, so I asked Lilian to answer that question, and she said no. We had 50 last year, but if we are open, even if 1,000 people come, this is
Why
our
not?
family. We are welcoming back our family. Welcome back home. That's what we can say.
Yes.
You know what? Sir? The land is big. The land is empty because your departure, the land was empty because of you departing. Now the land is still empty. And last year with the group that came, we went to the city called Kamba. And in Kamba, there was a prophet, the prophet Simon Kimbangu, who prophesied 100 years ago that the children of the continent went,
Come back.
but they are coming back. They will come back in 2021.
Yes.
And last year we came back and we went to that city, and they have built 350 houses for the African American, because they're expecting the African American to come back. So they built 350 houses for you. I saw the houses. I can send you the pictures.
What's the country name again? The city again?
It is here in Congo.
Congo.
It is here in Congo, and the city
Uh,
is called Mkapa. That is the village of that prophet who prophesied that, in 2021 they will begin to come back. And we went there, and I was amazed to see 350 houses, and we slept in those houses. We were like queens and kings and princes. Everybody has his own house. It was amazing. I will send you the picture. I will send you.
yeah. And you broke up. You broke up when you said the city name in Congo. What was the city?
Nkamba, the city name is Nkamba. It is N like Nana, Kamba. Nkamba.
B-A. Okay, it's so good that I asked you because I was all off. So that was what I was spelling. I wouldn't have Googled it. I wouldn't have found that. So that's Nkamba. Got it. Oh, wow. 350 houses they had built. He prophesied that we were coming back in 2021. You didn't know that.
I didn't know.
And you showed up.
I do try to explain them. This is that, and then we found ourselves in the midst of that prophecy. Yeah.
It's just, I'm just, all I say is I'm here for the journey. I'm grateful for the journey, and I'm just every day just learning how to submit, to submit to God's will and His plan. I mean, you can't make this up. You just can't create this. This is just beautiful. It's wonderful, and I am so grateful to have had you on our show today. And I look forward, Sister Patricia, to seeing you in November, inshallah, God willing. And congratulations to you, Sister Lillian. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. I mean, we have no idea. We just don't know. We have no idea, the work and the labor, but I can only imagine, what it is that you all are doing to wake us up, to sound the alarm, to sound the bell, that we need to do this. We need to be a part of this, right? And I'm telling you, this is, like I said, I can't make any of this up. Next week, we're so excited to have on our show a brother from Sapelo Island. And I just learned about, all of this is just happening so fast. I just learned about Sapelo Island just in June, before we went to the Cultural Museum. I don't have that here on my desk, but we went to this Cultural Museum in St. Helena in South Carolina, about the Gullah Geechee, because this is our culture, that they were able to maintain our culture there. And a lot of we learned was because a lot of it was they were far out on islands and things, so it was hard to get to. But Sapelo Island is also off the coast of Georgia, right off of Brunswick area there. And that island, Bilal Muhammad, is one of the first islands one of the first mosques was built that we know of record, was built in the U.S. there. He was a slave, and he built, and his family and his generations, his children, they are still there and now fighting to keep their land that has been stolen from them, and to maintain, to recover that. So they're winning some of the battles, and he's actually going to be on next week. How did I get in the middle of this? Having you here today, him on next week. We know it's all coming together, because they were, and just some of the stories that we talked about, that he had no idea, of some of the things that that they were doing, and how we know when learning where it came from, right from our history there, our heritage. So I said all that to say, I'm excited about the time that we're in, and I encourage everyone. I'm going to put your website back up to reach out to you. This is the best way. I know you're on LinkedIn. If there are other ways, go ahead and let them know now, how to get in contact with you. And be honest. Look, I'm telling you now, if you calling and you trying to reach out for some junk, God is not going to allow it. So forget about it. But those who've got the real intent, who are serious, and who really want to be a part of this movement, a part of the organization, reach out to Sister Patricia. And how can they also connect with you other than your website?
Yeah, they can just email me. I think that they can find the email on the website.
On the website, okay. Yeah, she does respond to emails, and she sends emails, because that's how we got connected. She sent me that email, and at first I didn't believe it. I was like, is this a prank?
No, I can answer very quickly, because we are the global business network. So
yes,
I can answer in me at congress.performantes.com. So congress.performantes.com. Congress with voice.
yeah, your reception is kind of going out. So we have the website here. They can reach you. They can get all of your email and everything from this website, you're saying, correct? Yes, awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. I'm putting your name up. My sister Patricia Secke, founder and president of Africa Femmes Performantes. Femmes. We're going to work on my French. Thank you, sister, for joining us today. Safe travels to you. Lillian, thank you for spending time with us, and thank you again for all that you're doing. And shall I say au revoir?
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much to the audience. We appreciate you for joining us here on Wealthy Sistas Radio with The View. We look forward to seeing you next week and weeks to come. You can also, like I said, please make sure, if you don't do it, we don't get the word out. We need you to do this. If you like this show, go ahead and hit the like button, press subscribe, and share it with the world. Share it with everyone. We are here available on Facebook at Wealthy Sistas as well, LinkedIn, under Deborah Hartnett, and on YouTube. We really want to get that YouTube channel up. So if you could visit us there at YouTube, subscribe there, hit the like buttons, and spread the word about it. So until this time next week, God willing, we look forward to seeing you, and we wish you and yours the best of everything great. Bye now.
This has been another episode of Wealthy Sistas Radio. Thank you for joining us. Catch the full hour encore Thursdays 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern and 24/7 at wealthysistasradio.com. The opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosts, staff, or partners of Wealthy Sistas Radio.